Hey y'all, how are you doing tonight? It's Angie. I'm just calling in from my phone because we were running a little behind from dinner. Can
I'm here. Can you hear
Hello?
me?
Okay.
Can you?
Yes, I can. Is this Nicole?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I'm so excited for you to share with my team. Brooke, are you on the phone? Are you Brooke Smith?
Yes, I'm right here.
Okay, awesome. Okay, you can go ahead and hit record when you're ready.
Yep, we're all good to go.
Okay, y'all, I am so excited about this call tonight. I want to introduce my sweet friend, Nicole. I met Nicole in Maui last year, and it has been such an honor to know her. Nicole Kinzler is Tamara Holloway's upline, and she has such an amazing testimony, and I'm sure that she is going to inspire you, and you're going to love her just as much as I do. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, Nicole, and if you will just kind of share your testimony with everyone.
Sure. Angie, thanks so much for having me on the call tonight. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to share with y'all just a little bit of my love and passion for this company and for these products. So thanks for getting on tonight. Just a little bit about myself is I have been with the company for a little over 3 years now. I joined like probably most of you guys joined. I saw a friend of mine post on Facebook and some of the things that she was looking for some change. I was also looking for some change. And so I just started taking the products, fell in love with the products. And then my husband was like, well, if you're going to be taking the products, you probably figure out a way how to pay for the products. So I joined as an ambassador, and from that point on, I haven't had to pay for my products. So I'm grateful for that. A little bit of my business testimony side is when I joined, my husband was in the process of getting into dental school, and if any of you guys know what it looks like to go back with a family of 3 to school after being out of school for almost 20 years, it's kind of a challenge. So he was in the process of that. I was at home with the kids. We barely saw each other. Things were pretty hectic. Well, he got into dental school. We moved from Little Rock, Arkansas to Memphis, Tennessee. And that's kind of when I was like, okay, I really need to make this into a business, or I'm going to have to get a job outside the home once we move to Memphis and he starts school, because there's no way that he can work and go to school at the same time. So I really started working the business as a business, and really have gone through a lot of personal growth and just seeing God provide for my team and for my business and for our sweet family. I mentioned I have 3 kids. I have a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 6-year-old. So they keep me very, very busy. And it's just been such a joy. So when Angie asked me just to share a little bit about some tips that I feel have really been helpful for my journey, I started thinking like, okay, there's more than just one. And so I'm really going to talk shortly on 3 different things that I think really help your business and its success. So those 3 things are our belief, our attitude, and our commitment. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is our belief. And you're probably thinking, okay, well, what exactly, we have to have belief in the products. We have to have belief in ourselves, but it's so much more of a combination of several things. We have to have belief in network marketing as a business. We have to have belief in our products. We have to have belief in ourselves, and we also have to have belief in our comp plan and how the system works. And when all of those things kind of work together and we have belief in it, it really helps us have that the power to go through our strength, our good times and our hard times, because like everybody knows is that we're going to have those ups and downs. Belief is when you don't believe in yourself. Belief. If you don't believe in yourself, then how can we expect others to believe in us? That is huge. As a leader in our over our teams, we have to, it's our job to build that belief into our team, into our customers, and then really into ourselves. Because if we don't believe in ourselves, how on earth are we going to expect others to believe in us? So it's so crucial to really understand how important that is. If you struggle with your self-belief, I want to encourage you to write down 3 things. We did this as an activity at convention. I had gone to dinner with some of my teammates, and I said, okay, let's go around, and I want all of us to say 5 things that we like about ourselves, or character qualities or things that we really value about ourselves. And so we started going around, and I can tell you, like, everybody was like, oh my goodness, they could do 1, they could do 2. But when it got to like 3 or 4, it got really tough, because what we realized is that we really, it was just hard for us to really believe that we can do this business and that we can actually succeed. And even myself as a diamond, I had a hard time. I started sweating, my hands started sweating as it got closer to me. So one thing that I want to encourage you to do is I want you to really start making that list. Things that are positive about you, that really make you unique in the way you lead your team, in the way you love on your family, love on your team, in all areas of your life. I want to encourage you to do that. Okay, you need belief in all these in all these areas in order to really get full. Like if something, like let's say you don't have full belief in the products, but you have belief that you can do this. Well, those really need to go together in order to work well. We have to have belief in these products. We know that these products work, and we know we have thousands of testimonies that they work. And so it's just continuing to wrap our mind around those testimonies, around people whose lives have been truly changed with the products. Same with the comp plan. We know that this comp plan is amazing, and we really need to wrap our mind around that. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about, is just the belief that we have to have in ourselves in order to do that. The second thing that I want to talk about is our attitude. Mary Ann Luciano, who's one of our corporate amazing leaders, she has a saying that she says, as a leader, your most precious asset is your attitude. And I 100% agree with that. I feel that we are all leaders. If you have a big team, if you have a small team, if you just have customers, we are leading. We are leading others. And so people are watching us. And we need to make sure that our attitude is good. We need to make sure that we're not grumbling or we're showing our frustration, that we really are leading well, and that our attitude represents us well, and it also represents the company well, because people are watching us. And we really need to understand that being a leader is actually a true gift. Not everybody is given this opportunity, and we have an opportunity to lead. Now, I can tell you firsthand that I am not a natural born leader. When I started this company and really just started getting people under me, I was like, oh my goodness, like, what am I doing? I have firsthand no idea how to lead these people. And so I really started diving into self-growth and personal growth and what that looks like. And I feel like one of my favorite things about being a Plexus ambassador is the personal growth, is the part of me being stretched, me growing and getting out of my scary, like just getting out of my comfort zone and really pushing myself, learning the qualities that God's given me and uses and shows me how to best use those qualities. And then also some weaknesses that I really need to grow. But I really feel like it has to start with our attitude and how we go about leading our customers and our teammates. We need to make sure that we have a grateful heart, that we have a grateful attitude, and that we're leading people with that. And that we recognize that we're not in this for ourselves. We are truly in this to come alongside people and help them succeed, and also come along our customers and help them succeed. And I can tell you that when we understand that, the joy that comes out of that is just incredible. And so the attitude thing just is great. And also, our attitudes are so contagious. So when people see how we respond and see how we lead our teams, like people are going to see that and they're going to be drawn to that. And they're going to definitely follow suit. And so we need to remember that if it's a good attitude or a bad attitude, that people are really going to follow the example that we are. The ability, let me see here. I have wrote down a little quote. Attitude determines how well we do it, and we just need to make sure that we have a positive attitude. And then the last thing is our commitment to and the persistency. Now, I can tell you, this is just a little bit. And Angie and I have talked about this in the past. Just the persistency of things are going to get tough. She mentioned that Tamara Holloway is my downline. I love Tamara Holloway. She is my dearest friend, and we actually didn't know each other before Plexus, and so that friendship has actually grown while we've been in Plexus. But when she joined, she has such an amazing gift, and she just flew past me, and it could have been very devastating to me, or it could have encouraged me to be a better me and to really continue to push and be persistent in the business. And that's exactly what I chose, because I was kind of at a turning point when she started just passing me. I could either really grasp hold of, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to learn from her, and I'm really going to continue to succeed, or I'm going to have it devastate me and my business would be kind of, not growing. And so I want to encourage you that commitment is hard, and it's hard especially when you see everything that happens around you and you're like, why am I not going faster? Or why did that customer stop buying from me? Or, there's all these what ifs or frustrations of people quitting or signing on with somebody else. And I just want to encourage you guys to keep those blinders on. I want you to set your goals, and I want you to stay committed, because I guarantee you that if you stay committed and you completely embrace this process, that you will get there. It might take you several years. It took me longer than all of my friends to get to Diamond. But I can tell you that my road to Diamond was so sweet. And I learned so much about myself and who, and just that personal growth that I had talked to you about earlier. Okay, I want you guys to ask yourself a question. I want you guys to say, okay, what is my commitment level? What do I want to commit to? Because I can tell you, even as a Diamond ambassador, or if you are a new ambassador or been with the company for a while, your commitment level can be the same, but there are going to be sacrifices that are made. I know that when I first joined, I had to learn, I couldn't be on Pinterest all day long or at night. I couldn't watch my favorite shows all the time. Like, I really had to commit to working my business, following up with people, reaching out to people. And so there were sacrifices that I had to make throughout my journey. And still, as a Diamond Ambassador, there are sacrifices that I have to make. But I have my commitment level is like top. Like, it is so high. And so I just want to encourage you guys to ask yourself that question, like, what is my commitment level? Because you can be top notch and go for it. Because I know that each one of you guys has that potential. If you're committed, then like I said, there's going to be sacrifices that are going to have to be made. In life, the joys of victory goes to those that make 100% commitment to the outcome. Let me start over with that quote. I love this quote. It says, in life, the joys of victory goes to those that make 100% to the outcome, to those who have a whatever it takes kind of attitude. There are no excuses and no attitudes. Y'all, I want to encourage you guys to draw your line in the sand tonight and say, I am 100% committed. There are so many things out there to help you be committed, or to help you be committed, and to help you to help ease it a little bit. There's so many different apps to use to make sure that you're posting on Facebook consistently. There's so many things. If you have a team page, to help you post to your team page consistently. Pour into your ambassadors, pour into your customers. But I know that, like, if I look at my whole journey, that when I was consistent and I was definitely growing, but when I had stopped and I lacked in my commitment, it definitely had a lack in my business. And so being committed is so huge. Commitment is staying loyal to what you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has gone. And that's so true. Tonight you might say, okay, I'm committed, I'm going to do this. But I can guarantee you this weekend, when life gets in the way, that's going to waver a little bit. And we need to remember that when we make that commitment, that is what we need to stick to. And we need to continue. I want to encourage you to set small goals to make it to that big goal, because it's those smaller goals that are going to help get you to that bigger goal. And it also helps you meet that commitment, and just kind of, it's like this small little process to get to that big goal. So those are kind of the three things I was going to share with you guys tonight. Just the belief, the attitude, and commitment that I think was huge in my success in my business. So Angie, are you still on there? I don't know if she is on there, but if you guys have any questions, I would love to open it up. So if Angie, are you there?
Hey, I don't know if Angie's here, but I'm here. I'm on as her. Yeah, my name is Brooke Smith. I'm an Emerald Ambassador under Angie. So
hey, Brooke, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
We want to open it up for some questions. Anybody have any questions?
I think, hold on. Okay, she's telling me that I need to unmute her. Hold on just a second. I'm sorry. I just went on a muting spree earlier just because I didn't want to mute everybody because I didn't want to stop.
Okay.
So, okay, Angie's on.
Okay, I should be unmuted now. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, I apologize. So I just wanted to share with y'all kind of just a little bit how Nicole had touched me in my journey. So, I mean, as you know, Julia Carty, who is an absolutely amazing rock star, is my little one. And so at the time that I met Nicole, I kind of felt like I was the Lone Ranger. And I kind of felt like everyone around me was this crazy rock star, and I was like a nobody, and I was living under the shadow of Julia. And not to be anything disrespectful toward Julia, because she is amazing. She has an amazing gift. I love her, and I'm so proud of her. but it was a lot of negative self-doubt that I had, a lot of disbelief in myself. And so when I met Nicole, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, she's Tamara Holloway's down, you know, and then kind of we shared that bond. It was kind of like God saying, it's okay, Angie, you're not alone. And that really, I mean, meeting you and then knowing that, like, you know, it isn't uncommon to have people below you, you know, skyrocket past you. And that didn't make me any less of a person or a leader. That meant that God had stuff that he was wanting to shape and mold me in order to help me get to the next level. So Nicole really helped, and she probably doesn't even know how much she encouraged me and helped me, like, not feel like I was alone and that there were other people out there that were in the same situation. And I really looked up to her and admired the way that she didn't choose to, like, oh, I'm going to feel sorry for myself. She's like, no, I'm going to work it. I'm going to work it hard because I know I can get there because God has blessed me with this amazing person on my team, and he's going to help me get there with her. And so that was kind of why I wanted Nicole to share with you all, because I feel like that's so important to know that, you know, if you might be in the situation where, you know, I mean, I know that on Julia's team in general, and, you know, on my team, our team in general, we have a lot of crazy rock stars that are just amazing, and they're blessed with this gift of influence and leadership. And then we have these people that they're having to learn it, and they're having to, you know, learn how to be a leader and learn how to be influential. And so they might not skyrocket to the top, but then you see all these people that are skyrocketing to the top and you get discouraged. But to me, I want you to know that you're not alone. There are other people that have to be in the same journey. And so just sticking with it and knowing that you're not alone and being encouraged that everyone has their own journey and putting your blinders on, that would be my encouragement to you. And I thank Nicole for inspiring me and helping me realize, I mean, you may not know, but, you know, I came back from Hawaii with a totally different attitude, thinking, okay, I'm not alone and I can do this. I can either continue to bury my head in the sand and feel sorry for, oh, poor Angie has this rock star on her team, or I could get over myself and do something to make myself a better leader and take me to where God wanted to take me. So,
well, Angie, I mean,
thank you.
You're so sweet. I think it's so cool because, I mean, it really, yeah, the process that you had to go through, I also had to go through, but it had to do with our attitude. It was a choice that we had to make that wasn't going to define our journey. That whole situation wasn't going to define it, but that it was going to enhance it and really help it for the better. Because I know that I wouldn't be here without Tamara and her leadership. I know 100% that I wouldn't be here. And so it's cool to be able to look back and to see how God was using that, especially because I didn't even know Tamara ahead of time. But God knew that I needed her on my team. I mean, God could have placed her under anybody. And so it's just cool to see that it really does start with our attitude. And I know I'm not perfect, and there were times that I was frustrated and I probably grumbled to sidelines or, other team members because it was frustrating. But I think that once you come to grips and understand that this is our journey, we each have our own journey and it's going to look different, but to really help that define us and not necessarily all the other stuff that's going on around us. So that's so sweet of you to say that, Angie.
Yes, I love that. Well, I'm definitely extremely, extremely thankful for you. And I don't know, Brooke, can you tell me if anyone has questions that they would like to ask Nicole, they can do it in the little chat box. If you'll just, type in a question and then we can read it out loud. I think we have a couple more minutes that we can do that. Brooke, are there some on there already?
No, there are no questions on there right now.
Okay. Okay, well, tell me, like, along your journey, Nicole, tell me what books or, like, what things do you think when you kind of reached maybe your turning point, or when you reached a point that you were just really struggling with self-doubt, what do you feel like helped you pull out of it?
I really think starting to understand, like, I think I was so focused on my weaknesses and comparing those to like, okay, how can I do that better? How can I do this better? And I think really when I understood that it really was more about how can I, my strengths that God's given me, how can I use those to enhance my business and to grow? And so I think, I think I had kind of a skewed view of, oh, I just need to become better. I need to work on my weaknesses. I have all these weaknesses. And they really, I don't know about you, but I feel like in this type of atmosphere in network marketing, we work with a bunch of women, very talented women, that it's kind of like they're all like pointing at you like, you do this wrong, I do this better. And so it can it's like kind of this attacking, at least I felt that way. And so I think when I really started, okay, God, you've given me these gifts. These are gifts that I might only have. I don't know. Everybody has different gifts. And when I stopped focusing how I could make my weaknesses better and focused on how can I enhance the gifts that God's given me, my strengths, and really utilizing those, I think that really helped me really start the process of, okay, I am worthy of this. I am a good leader. I lead differently probably than some, but I'm here for a reason, and God has me in this platform for a reason. So I think just kind of speaking those truths into you. And that's why that exercise that I mentioned as far as writing down positive affirmations about yourself is so crucial, because those are truths about yourself. You're speaking belief into yourself. And I think that that's something that we all struggle with, is doing that. So.
Okay, we have another.
Yes, I definitely. Okay, go ahead, Brooke.
Okay, it said, what's your number one tip that has helped you grow your team or to get people interested in joining your team?
I think the one tip is consistency. I think being consistent is huge. I think sometimes, when you're not consistent, and consistency looks different for everybody. But for me, being consistent in posting on Facebook, being consistent in reaching out to people and following up with people. I did not fully understand how important follow-up was until I really, probably too late into my business, because I had lost so many people. So I do think that consistency and follow-up would probably be the two main ways the big two tips that, I've seen growth in my business. And then the second part is get people interested in joining your team. Okay, I know this is crazy, but it does work. Is like when you're out and about, I want to encourage you guys to remember that this is a relationship building company. So when you are sitting or standing in line or in different situations, I want you to start engaging in their lives. I want, even if it's a stranger, I want you to ask them, hey, what do you do? And then at that point, they're going to turn around probably 95% of the time and ask you what you do. And it opens the door for sharing the opportunity with somebody. So I want to encourage you guys to use that phrase. Ask them what they do, and then they're more than likely will come around and ask you the same question. So.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great advice. Okay, here's another one. I'm from a small town. We have an awesome team. Lots of people selling in a small town.
There's like a little red
hard.
dot, and on the back of it has the code.
What are your suggestions about growing from a small town? Several people are rocking it, and I feel like I put in as much effort, but moving much slower.
Okay. So I think that, I don't know if you're familiar with Christy White. She's a level 2 of mine. And she comes from a town of I think it's like 475 people. And there's another Jewel also in that same town. And I think the thing that we have to remind ourselves is that it's not necessarily who's right around us that's going to make our business grow. It might be a friend of a friend or another connection. For example, my sister went to college in, and she's like 6 years younger than I am, but she went to college in Tennessee, and her roommate messaged me when she found out that I sold it. And then her mom bought for me, her grandmother, her mother-in-law, and her sister-in-law all bought from me. I had no connection to any of those people. They all are from Washington State. So here I am in Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm growing my team from Washington State, and I had no other connection with them beforehand. So I think it's important for us to stop thinking about just the people exactly around us, and we really need to think broader and remind ourselves that it's not who we know all the time. It might be who they know or who somebody else knows. I think that's it.
Hey, Angie, can you hear us?
Okay, I'm sorry. I was talking, but I needed to unmute myself. So
Oh, you're
I
good.
love that. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so if that is everyone's questions, we'll go ahead and wrap this up for tonight. Feel free to ask questions once we post the call, and we'll be happy to get those answers for you. Nicole, I just want to thank you so much for so many reasons. Thank you for being such an inspiration to me and helping me to feel like I was not alone. That made such a huge impact on my journey and on my business for sure. And thank you so much for taking the time out to share with my team and give them tips. I really appreciate you, and I love you to pieces, and I cannot wait to see you in Hawaii.
I know. I love you too. I really appreciate you.
Oh, actually, I'm hoping to see you in California.
Yes. Even better. But what a joy it has been just to join you guys. And that's one of my favorite things, again, of Plexus is just the connections that I've made through it. So thanks y'all so much for tonight.
Thank you. Have a good night, Nicole. And thanks everyone else for joining.